What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, looking at some new DC Multiverse figures from McFarlaneToys. Right here we have the Earth -2 Batman from Arkham Knight. Then here we have DC vs. Vampires Joker. And then here we have the Arkham City Riddler. On the side of the packaging, you can see we have the names written on there. And then on the back, we have some beautiful looking artwork for each of them, which I think is fantastic. Looks awesome. Really like that. And then on the side, you get their names once again: the Riddler, the Joker, Earth -2 Batman. And then you can see we have windows that creep up to the top. We get the gold label right there for the Joker. Not much more at the bottom of these. So let's get to it and crack these things open. But first, if you're trying to get your McFarlaneToys figures, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here are all three figures out of the packaging, and I gotta say, they look great. The head sculpts throughout all three of these really stand out. I know we have some reused stuff over here, which kind of bothers me. Doesn't really bother me that much at the same time, but we'll get into that more in a second. Let's get a closer look at these figures. Before we look at the figures, you get your standard issue base, and you get the trading cards over here, which all look great. We saw the artwork already, but there's a read-up for the Riddler right here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Then here's looking at the Batman card. Looking pretty good. And there's a read-up right here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. And here's your Vampire Joker. Wow, looking awesome. And there's the read-up. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Here's looking at the Thomas Wayne Batman head sculpt, and I do like it. It looks cool. I do like my Batmans with the tall, pointy ears or the short ones. Either way, I do like them both. For a Thomas Wayne comparison, you can see the first version that we have right over here. I guess this is specific to Arkham Knight, which I'm not actually really familiar with, but I think they both look cool. I do like the scruffy detail that they had on the older one, so that would be nice to see on this one right over here too. And then we have all kinds of nice detailed texturing right here throughout, and of course the suit design is different from what we see right over here. So this looks really neat. I do like this. I thought it was reused from something else at first, but I can't really identify where it could have come from. But I do love all the leathery texturing details. We have this new thing right here with the hinges on the wrist. So instead of having a ball peg wrist hinge where you could rotate in any direction, this is only going to be an up and down movement like that. So that's interesting to see. Of course, you could rotate it side to side. Deco or paint applications on this look good. It's all sculpted on there. It's not just painted on an image, you know what I mean? You get the sculpture and the paint apps right there. But yeah, this movie texturing, you know, that's what it reminds me of Kevlar. I think it looks really good. You only get 2 spikes on the gloves right there. Belt looks pretty solid. Then the legs look pretty good and long as they should be, and these leathery boots look fantastic. I thought they came from a different figure. I was looking through a couple of Batmans and I couldn't really find boots that looked quite exactly like this, so I think the figure might be all new. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that this cape is all new right over here, and I like the motion to it. It's fairly stiff, and it's a pretty large cape compared to most Batman figures from McFarlaneToys, but I do like it. Ooh, some red paint coming through there. Not ideal, so yeah, but still, not a bad looking figure, man. But I wish he did come with more accessories. You only get the one Batarang, though. It does fit in his hand nicely, so I do like that about the Batarang. It's an adequate size for him to hold. It's not all weird and huge, so yeah, looks pretty good. Then here's the Riddler with his cowboy hat on there, and he looks great. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the side eye, and I don't really have a problem with this particular figure having the side eye. I like how the glasses are kind of falling down right over there, and I did call this a cowboy hat. Cowboys didn't wear the cowboy hats that you guys are familiar with. They wore bowler hats. Looking at the back right there, you could see that we have some nice deco going on. That also has some sculpting going on as well, which I really like. And we have this nice looking wash right here. I love the sculpt of all these question marks all over the place. Interesting to see so much paint on the back of the figure. Wow. Amazing. And then this looks really good right over here too. You do have your classic McFarlane pin ball joint right here. Nice question mark sculpted right over there. The jacket looks fantastic to me. I really like it. And then there's a clip right over there holding the tie together with the question mark. So yeah, really good looking Riddler. I really like this a lot. And the pants look okay right over there. A little on the frumpy side with their waist piece like all the time. That's, yeah, it's a common thing with the McFarlaneToys figures. But they're working on things. I see them changing stuff bit by bit, like these joints right over here. These blend in very nicely. Not perfect, but you get the articulation and everything, and they're not like these random round pieces of plastic just thrown into the middle of your boot, you know? So I do prefer that. I feel like this one's backwards right here. Is it? Nope, it is not. That just did not come out as clean as you'd expect, but I really love the paint detail right here with this purple, like the two purples right there look fantastic and get peg holes. And you also get the cane, looking really nice. I do like this quite a bit. The whole design of this particular video game Joker I think looks great. Reminds me of the animated series, but just with a darker, more rugged twist. This needs to be heated up to be straightened out. Unfortunately, it did come a bit warped, but man, I love all the little nicks and everything on this thing. I really like it. And then here's looking at the Vampire Joker, and I knew that they're going to use the criminal body mold for this, so really the highlight with this figure is the head sculpt and the hands, but the head sculpt really primarily over anything else. This is just absolutely fantastic. I love the sculpt, and I love all the paint apps over here. This is immaculate. God, the sculpt, everything. I don't need to really say much. You can just look for yourself and see the variety of colors that they have going on over here, and the hair looks good all the way through. They did such a great job on this. I really like this head sculpt a lot. Wow. Oh, so freaky. Yeah, what a shoo-in for a vampire. I think that's a very cool concept. I haven't read the book, but I'd like to, and wow, looks really cool. And then we have some blood spatter right here on the criminal body mold, just painted differently. You can see it right here with the white and black, you know, and then this one has more of a purple color. This one's more of a navy blue color, so you can see the similarities. The sculpt is the same. We have these new hands right here, which look really good. Get some sharp fingernails with lots of blood on them. So I'm loving all that blood detail. Ooh, very decomposing flesh tone right over there. That looks really good. This hand as well. Yeah, I like it, man. Ooh, nasty, nasty. The rest of the figure, not a whole lot to talk about. I don't like the extra wide hips right over here for the Joker. We got the same loafers as before, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And the Vampire Joker comes with one accessory. We have the Joker mallet over here, which I could have sworn I've seen with another figure. I can't remember which Joker it came with, if it did come with another Joker, but I think this has been reused. I'm fairly certain. And the sculpt looks great. I love the wood grain right here. You could even see it at the end a little bit right there. So nice looking mallet. So I'm not going to go through all the articulation between the three figures. I mostly want to look at the Batman because to me this is the newest. Well, same thing with the Riddler, but this is all very familiar stuff. I'm not really tripping off of the Riddler articulation. You have the same kind of ball hinge joints and everything for the wrists and stuff, but with the Batman it's a little bit different. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is all new stuff over here. You could make the head look up that much, looks down, a little bit gappy right there. You get side to side motion, and ooh, I just popped the head off. That popped back on as easily as it popped off. We shall see right now without editing, and yep, it's on there. Okay, so you can get that back on there. Head pivoting side to side. You get the butterfly joints right here. Shifts up and down. Shoulders will move outward. You have the bicep swivel. Rotates forward. Back only a little bit. Double jointed elbows. The wrists turn side to side and they only hinge up and down. You have the diaphragm joint right here that shifts side to side a little bit. You do get some pivoting at the diaphragm and barely crunches forward at the diaphragm, bends back more so. Same deal pretty much with the waist joint. So with both joints, he can only move forward that much. And with both joints, he'll move back a little bit further. Both joints pivoting, both joints pivoting. Hips move outward very far, and he will kick forward only that far. Wish you could kick forward more than that. You can move him back a little bit. No upper thigh cut. Double jointed knees, and then the ankles turn side to side, move down, up, beautiful ankle pivot, and you get the toe articulation. There it is, toe articulation. Now to measure out these three figures, you can see that Vampire Joker looks like he's standing the tallest, a bit over 7 inches tall, and then we have the Thomas Wayne Batman to the top of his head at about 7 inches, and then the Riddler over here to the top of that bowler hat, we're looking around 7 inches also. And then for just a few size comparisons, here's our Arkham City Riddler next to some other Arkham City figures. We have Batman, we have Penguin, we have Ra's al Ghul, and the Joker. And then for McFarlaneToys Thomas Wayne figure comparison, you can see the previous two versions over here, and I really do like all three of them. This one just stands out to me just because I love seeing the texture detail throughout on the figure. It looks really badass. badass. And I do like the larger cape. That is cool too. And then here's the Vampire Joker. Next to the only Joker I'm going to compare it next to, we have the Criminal Joker. I know, there's a ton of McFarlaneToys DC Multiverse Jokers I can compare it to, but yeah, you can see the body reuse over here, which I think McFarlane can get away with because they don't do it nearly as much as Hasbro. Then here's all three figures next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Whoa, Lestat! Hey, I'm digging the new threads, man. Very cool look, and you got the green hair thing going. Very cool. I love green, and whoa, wait, hold. That's not Lestat. That's a Joker. Ah! So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love by hitting that like button. I'm gonna hit that like button too because I had a really fun time making this video, for real. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But I gotta say, man, I really had a good time with all three of these figures. I'm trying to come up with like a rating of how I would pick these up, you know what I mean? These were samples sent to me by McFarlaneToys. I'm very grateful for that. And I gotta say, if I saw all three of these on the shelf, I don't know if I would rush to pick up all three at once. I tell you this, the first one I would grab is the Riddler figure. I really like the Riddler figure a lot. I think it looks awesome, and I just like the design of this Riddler, and the paint apps came out looking really good. I like the articulation on him too. I also really like the Batman figure and the Vampire Joker figures too. I guess the Vampire Joker would be at the bottom of the list just because it's so obscure and such a unique design, but at the same time it's hard to say that depending on how the bank account looked at the moment, you know what I mean? Because I might pick it up thinking, oh my god, this head sculpt alone is just selling me, and that's like the best part of the Joker figure, is that head sculpt is incredible. So I'm really happy with that. Then the Thomas Wayne Batman is just really awesome. So I really do like all three of these figures though. The Riddler just, you know, wins it for me just by a hair. So at the price point around, oh god, are they $19.99 or $24.99 at this point, right? So not too bad for a 7-inch scale action figure. And for all of them, I'm going to give them a sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below, which of these three do you like the most? So I'm curious to see what you say. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Whatnot. We have a live stream this Thursday, 6 p.m. Check it out, link below. And if not, I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face,